Do you have any siblings?
Do
And
I?
what were they like growing up?
I am the ninth of 10 kids. And so, yeah, I have 9 brothers and sisters. I am number 9. Um, so there weren't that many of us home all. I think the most that were ever there at once was 6 kids. We're kind of a 2 generational family. My oldest brother could be my dad, but so I don't really know what they were like growing up. But I still enjoy their company even now, and they're much older than I am. But uh, my brother that was just older than me, that was home, he was quite the teaser and tended to pick on me and my little sister a good bit while we were at home and little kids. But um, yeah, there was some fussing and fighting amongst us growing up. And then my little sister and I, since we were the last 2 at home, we tend to be pretty close and still are. Um, but it was fun growing up. We always had a lot of people around, and always on Sundays we had Sunday dinners, and the older brothers and sisters would come back to they live not far from my little hometown, so they would drive out for Sunday dinners, and we would visit around the dinner table. And then after in the afternoon, there was a lot of we'd play games or play outside, the dominoes or volleyball or badminton in the yard or throw frisbees. Or there's always people doing things. Seems like, and so holidays were fun that way too.
So, what was a favorite story from school?
Well, this wasn't when I was in school, but I always heard about it, so I think it's kind of a fun story. When my older brothers were in school, in like elementary school, we had a dog that everybody in the community knew, and his name was Patch. And he was just a really, really good dog, and everybody always liked him. But he would follow my brothers to school because, as I said earlier, we just lived a couple of blocks from school, and so we always just walked to school. But he would follow them to school, and the teachers used to actually, well, in the winter especially, the teachers would actually let him come into the school, and he would follow one of my brothers into their classroom. And we had these old radiators, these old heaters in that building, and they would let Patch go and lay down by the radiator while they started their school day, and he would hang out for a while. And then when he was ready to go, they would just let him out, and he would walk back down the 2 blocks to go back to our house.
But smart dog.
He knew, where it was comfortable, and he knew that the boys were there, so he would just, yeah, go hang out for a while.
Do you have any favorite stories from your work life?
Okay. The one thing that popped into my head, but I mean, like I said, with kids, there's funny every day, and especially with some of the kids I've had. I've had some really special little people, but one thing that just comes to mind is I got a letter once from a little girl, and she told me in the letter, it said, "Mrs. Martin, you're one of my favorite teachers. You're always so nice, and you help us. And oh, I think that you're so kind and helpful." And she went on and on about, how nice I was. And then she said, "I know you're probably just trying to get your paycheck." And that was really funny coming from a second grader. And then she said, "But I like you." And then she closed her letter, "Love, so and so." And then she said, "P.S. I like your shirt." So that's just the kind of stuff you get from little kids. But